Do you always feel like a stranger in the world? That your spirit was somehow thrust into physical existence and you don't really belong here? In all your events and relationships, do you oftentimes feel like you're an outsider and therefore not acceptable to really be or belong? One of the greatest lessons to learn in this life is that your self-image acts like a thermostat. If things go too well and you have a belief feeling that says, I am not entirely acceptable, then hold on, because self-sabotage is certain to return things to status quo normal in all areas. This is actually what a large majority of us do. We hold this inner belief deep down where we tell ourselves, I am separate from the world. And within that separateness, add the sensation of also not being acceptable or less than and inferior, and back these up with crazy mental images from within our imagination. Why? Because we also believe that if we truly were acceptable, we wouldn't feel the sensation of separateness. Rather, we'd feel inclusion, like we were blending with life, like paints coming together to create a brand new shade of exciting, vibrant color. Unfortunately, this notion of feeling unacceptable creates a psychological barrier that will forever keep the doors of greater experiences locked, because you refuse to give yourself permission to have the right to open them. Perceiving yourself as unacceptable is the same as a child having a ruler slapped over their knuckles when doing something the adults considered wrong. Don't do that! That is unacceptable! With that kind of psychological processing, how quickly would you condition your spirit never to reach? For within time, such beliefs harden from not just simply being unacceptable, but worse, not worthy. And it doesn't matter if anyone tried telling or showing you otherwise. If you are constantly telling yourself you are unacceptable and not worthy, do you see how you have locked yourself up in your own psychological prison without the possibility of parole? How could you ever expect to be successful, happy, or content when you have put such shackles on the absolute greatness of your universal soul? Remember, all we are at our core is an invisible mind that uses the faculty of awareness to experience the self through the filtering mechanism of the physical body. What is most significant is that our experiences are never in isolation, despite such thinking to the contrary. In truth, we are always in relationship to all other things. Other things are not really outside, but rather are tethered to us invisibly through the oneness of spirit. More to the point, they are simply another facet of the very same diamond we are a facet from. We are all connected and one. However, the quality of that connection on a personal level can only be as good as the beliefs you hold about yourself on where you stand in those relationships. You cannot become what deep down you do not believe you can be, because you lack the self-image capable of making it happen. It is vitally important to examine your beliefs about how you relate to your experiences, this life and this world you are living in. If your beliefs are imprisoning you, cutting you off, creating that illusion of separation and isolation, of unworthiness, then understand you are dealing with habits of thought, and begin to change them. Start visualizing, affirming, and believing you can be the person you wish to be, the spirit that you are. In each situation throughout your day, tell yourself right then and there, I am acceptable in this space. I am worthy to be here. Feel that acceptance of yourself, of your spirit, as you have the right to experience all possibilities, as that is the core of who and what you are. Really put your heart into it. This isn't about getting material stuff. This is much greater. It's about breaking an erroneous self-image which will only allow you to go so far in life, no matter what you do. Try it for at least 21 to 30 days to create a new habit of thought. Don't you see? You did it in precisely the same way with those negative beliefs. One day, you started to tell yourself something bad, then repeated it, burying other beliefs that spoke to the contrary. Added some visualization to continue making those negative ideas seem more like truth rather than the invisible ideas and opinions they really were, allowing them to grow into psychological prison bars. You still hold the keys to release. You will free yourself from prison when you start believing you are acceptable. In fact, you will also start to give yourself another sensation that up till now you have denied and avoided. And that is love.